edit. Just working in the studio, guys. Let's see. Yeah, I'm live. Wow. Okay, well, I need to change the title on this. It's just working in the studio Christmas cards. So, Christmas watercolor cards. And then, yeah. So I went live by accident, guys. And so now I'm just going live. And this isn't an actual lesson, so if you're here for an actual lesson, we're just playing. This is kind of a co-working time. How about that? I just want to do my live. I accidentally, like I said, hit live earlier. So if you want to say hi, hey there, Katie Lyons, laughing at me. Yeah, hi, Kristen. I've had people that were going, oh, come on, you need to do some live streams again. And I accidentally hit live earlier, and then I was going live, and yeah. Anyway, I just made this card, not on the live stream. This was done in about 20 minutes. I'll be releasing it sometime next week. And if my husband would bring me my cards, actually, I'll just grab them. Oh, sorry about the squeaky door. I just finished this week these cute snowman cards. Look at that. This one, the video is already up live, so take a look. It's already been published. I show you how to do this lovely metallic tin pan without using metallics on it. Popped in to say hi. Yay! Yeah, Kristen, it's been a long time. This was the first one that I did earlier in the week. I haven't released the video on that one yet. I love this little guy. And then this is the one I did yesterday. And isn't that one fun? I am very proud of how that glass turned out. So there we go. I've got those going. Anybody just walking in, this card is my painting. This was for the 20th. I did it a day late, but this was number 20 of my cards this month, or paintings this month. And so be on the lookout for that. If you even want to see the video, just let me know in the chat. Do you want to see a video for that? I am going to go on here, and I'm using this is just watercolor paper with watercolor that was put down, let dry. I came back for a second layer and added the stars, and then added this indigo for kind of that dark sky thing. And now I'm going to go ahead and use this acrylic gouache. So I was using the Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolor, and that's what the colors look like. Then I added some of the Daniel Smith extra fine indigo. And now I've got the Turner acrylic gouache that I'm going to use for doing some silhouettes of trees. You want to see a video for all of them? Of course you do. I am going to be releasing, oh yeah. I'll be releasing all 4 of these cards as a downloadable set. So on my spring store, I'm going to try and get that up this week. So keep your eyes open for that also. You can download them and print them and send them to your friends. And there will be a template to cut out paper to fold and make into envelopes also. There we go. All right, I am just going to first off grab a brush. And like I said, this is not a lesson. This is just me playing in the studio. So I'm going to go ahead and put really dark down here at the bottom. This is acrylic gouache. So basically it's just a matte acrylic. It makes it so luscious and velvety. I'm just going to softly work that up. The trees are going to be pretty big. Hello, Miss Mary. Sort of a surprise. I was not intending to go live today. And then I went out to grab something. And my husband, Mark, he goes, honey, did you mean to go live? It's like, when did I go live? And then I looked and I saw somebody had commented and said, oh, what is the purpose of this video? It was just my desk with the blank watercolor cards. Let's see here. I think I'm just going to bring that up. Good to have me live. Ah, well, it's nice to be here live. Oh, guys, I just looked and saw I am at, I'm only about 4,500 subscribers away from my 100,000. So 4,500 away from my 100,000. If you know anybody that would be interested in this channel, that really would like to participate, be part of our creative crew. I don't want to, you know, bother people with that don't want to be here, you know, to participate, to enjoy our company. I want people who want to watch the videos. I'm putting some trees in. These are just, you know, with the edge of this long, or this about 3/4 inch, 5/8 inch angle shader. And I'm just putting like some tree trunks in. I'm going to go in and use a liner brush or something else, maybe a little taller on that one. Put some trees. And it's all coming down here into the dark, so it doesn't really matter. It's all going to dry this beautiful velvety soft. And the neat thing about this being matte and velvety is that you could take chalk and you could write a message with chalk. Hey there, Debbie. Nice to see you. Yeah, so we're just hanging out. This truly is just hang out in the studio time. It is not a lesson. But you know what? You know me. It'll be kind of lessony just because if you're here, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to go really dark and really strong right along that edge. And I think I want a stronger line right here. This is acrylic gouache, and I will be putting more of it out on the paper. So guys, oh yeah, I also, now I'll probably do a live stream about it also, is that I just released my 2022 planner, and it's got the cute little mushroom. I released the video on the cottagecore wreath that has the mushroom and the moss. That's what's on the cover. So I want to just put a few more little lines in here, just so it has, I don't know, a little more, not quite so toothpicky. Make your trees longer than you think. And if it comes close to the top of your paper, take it, or top of your picture, take it all the way off the edge. Don't. There. So that one's going all the way off the edge. That one's going all the way off the edge. There's bleed proof white on the background where the stars are. And so that might come down into here a little bit. It's, you know, the way it is. Yes, it is on Amazon. So if you click or go to my Amazon store, That is, let's see. Let's see if I can get to my Amazon store and get you the link. So I'm going to go here and go to the Amazon store. So Amazon. And then I'm going to go find my planner. So if you go to the Amazon, and you do a search for Stephanie Bergeron and planner, it's the first one that comes up because you put my name in it. So I am going to go here and, I have to sign in to get my link. Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm letting this dry right now. Isn't that fun? This is going to be so pretty. So I'm just going in and get that text link and copy. So then I can come back to you guys and paste. There. All right. So now I've got that. I am going to put a little bit more black out because I'm going to grab grab a little round brush. This is a number 2 Ruby Satin by Silver round. And I am going to do this. And come on. I need to find my things. My things. I need to find my things. Silly me. Yeah. Coming in not being prepared. That's me. There it is. So I want to move that up where you can see it. This is just a piece of MDF board that I had done a fluid acrylic dip on several years ago and then covered it with resin, and now I use it for a palette. All right, so down here, very small, just tap tap, and then get some little trees going. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a wee bit more. There we go. I'm just going to go tap, tap, tap. Twirl the brush. I'm letting the bristles sort of lay out a little bit here and there. This is not the most loved brush, so that's why I'm going ahead and using it like this. Yeah, if you guys want to share my videos with your friends, please do. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel, blah, blah, blah. You know, the whole drill. But I am just putting silhouettes in. See, this part here, I would be going into speed video probably if I was doing the recording for the actual video. I might pull this out and do it as a separate video on its own also. Let me know. Would you watch it that way? If I posted the video as a separate one, would you watch it? And this is just, you know, kind of a co-working time. So if you're just hanging out doing your own art, let me know. What are you working on? Bringing that all the way down into that black. Some of these I think are going to be stumps with twiggly bits coming off of it. So yes, okay, I will put this up as a separate video also. Now these trees are very haphazard, very organic. They're not trees that grew up in a tree farm. They're trees that they've been knocked around by the wind, and they've lived lives. And it's fun to do something that's lived a life, right? Very tall and wispy. There's some bits of that tree. And don't make them perfect. And you don't have to make them perfect. There we go. So I'm just going to let this run as I do my cards here. Some of these may end up as cards for my patrons. You know, so those of you who are part of my Patreon crew, if you're a paid member of Patreon on December 1st, there might be a special little treat coming your direction. Let's see. I think that one's going to be a tree. This is a kind of a fantasy world, fantasy landscape. I think I want to move over and work on that side. So I think I should probably dry. Remind you of Florida's pine trees. Oh, cool. It's, you know, there's pine trees all over the world. And I love that something that can be kind of abstract, not not truly one thing, just sort of a made up trees. Probably should get those other trees in the background done before I go too far. I was thinking these reminded me kind of the lodgepole type pines in like Yellowstone. And there's places, spots of Yellowstone that have these burned out stumps from a big fire that went through, I think it went through in the 80s. And there's still remnants of that fire. Now, when I'm in the background here, if I touch into some of those stars in the sky, they do make this go a little bit gray, and that's okay. Ah, thank you, Mary Myers. I appreciate that. This is, you've got to do what you got to do. And since I accidentally went live earlier, it was, okay, fine, I need to go live. The thumbnail that's on it right now, I think, is my peppermint that's on the cover of my... I think the thumbnail that's up right now is this peppermint, painting it. And that's from my Cute and Creative Winter Ornaments, if anybody's interested. This book is available on Amazon, and it is also available as an instant download on my Teespring shop. So if you see my Teespring panel over there, that one might not be sitting in the panel, but if you click on anything and go to Teespring, it'll be there as an instant download. I know most of you guys that are here already have the book. I like this sort of peekaboo look of that glowing sky behind the trees. It's like sunrise is just coming up. So I do not want to completely close off all of that beautiful sky. It worked out really well. I was so surprised. It's one of those, the watercolor fairies came along when it was drying and blessed it. Yeah, if you want to share this video or share the stream, I'm going to be live for a while, I think, because I do have two more that are set up to maybe do something. So I've got this one. I'm not sure what that one's going to be. And this one, right now it looks like mutant dinosaurs trying to crawl up a dark mountain. They're actually supposed to be trees. So I'll see how that happens, see how that works. But yeah, this is just that quiet time. Thank you so much for being here. All right, I'm going to go in and put just a few branches off of that big one. The nice thing about this gouache is that it does dry matte, and it makes beautiful silhouettes. This is the acrylic gouache, so it's not going to reactivate with water. So if I were to want to go in and do something, I don't know why I would, but if I wanted to mess with that beautiful sky, which I don't, you know, I could do that. I could mess with it, and it wouldn't affect any of this black. Just dotting this along, putting these little trees in. This definitely will be in a little bit of fast forward. I will probably try to use some of the audio that I've got recording. Let's see here. Get my liner brush and see if I can do... Oh yeah. Sort of dance that in just a little bit. Get a little bit of some detail in that. It's cool how your eyes and your brain make this weird mess turn into trees. You know that they're trees. But they're just black dabs and daubs on a card. So, but you know they're trees, right? I know they're trees. I need to rinse that paint out of this brush so it doesn't. This would be a great project for learning how to practice what your liner brush can do. I am not super skilled yet, but I am getting better because I've been practicing with things like this. So I'm going to come along here, and I think this one's going to get some little branches, maybe a little bit thickened up on that trunk. And then I do want to go ahead and take that all the way off the edge. The tree trunk gets thicker as it goes down towards the ground. And your branches get thicker as they get closer to the tree. And you don't really want to have this little, it's kind of like a shoulder bump. You want it to be attached into the trunk. If that means making your trunk wider, look at that. I just made it wider, and I made it textured. I like that a lot. So you just start your branch at the trunk and work it out and away. I'm just letting it go out and away. Sometimes branches start on the front of the tree and go out and away. Sometimes they feel like they don't really have the proper thickness. You can go back in and just thicken it up. I'm going to say there's like a couple little bits that were maybe this is a deciduous tree, a tree that has lost all of its leaves already. Thicken that up a little bit as it comes into the tree. Get thinner as you're going away. And this is practice for me, guys. This is not me being, showing off or anything. This is practice. I am learning little tricks as I'm going along. I try to share things as I learn them. I like that. Maybe I'll just put a few little faraway branches. Some of these trees, they don't really have to make a lot of sense. Maybe that one's leaning out just a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. Not too much of a worry. You don't want a big, huge glob on the tip. You want the paint to be kind of evenly dispersed along the bristles or the filaments or whatever they are, depending on the type of brush you're using. If you want to know everything about all of your brushes for acrylic, make sure and check out Cinnamon Cooney, the Art Sherpa, and her everything you need to know as an acrylic painter lessons. She's been doing that all month. I'm using a very light touch. Yes, very light touch and very fluid paint. And this was adding water to the paint. It wasn't It's not fluid paint on its own. I just added water to it. Just putting a few little strokes here and there. And as they blend into the ground down below, they just blend in. Make that a little bit bigger. These definitely could be swampy trees, but it feels like you're down the hill looking up. So can also be trees in Australia, trees in the Pacific Northwest, up in Canada or in Washington or Oregon. Let's see. I think that one's just an old stump. This one I think is going to be a tree with little character here and there. That one's behind there. I did just grab a glop of paint. Did not want that. Let's see. Just putting some of those branches in. That's fun. Yeah, if you're new here, I'm Stephanie. This is Deliberately Creative. I am just doing a impromptu live stream playing in the studio on a Sunday afternoon. Do you guys like these kinds of videos? Do you like having it on so that you can just let it play and go do something else while it's playing? Are you making dinner for Sunday, or getting ready for the big, if you're in the United States, it's Thanksgiving week basically coming up here. So people are getting ready for the gastronomical event. I'm going to be making dinner for a few of my family. It's going to be our first everything without my mom. Usually my parents go to one of my sister's house for Thanksgiving, because we have houses are getting bigger, or families are getting bigger. So we're, going away from so much of the everybody gets together in one place, because we're going to have 9 people at my house. And then, that's not counting any of my siblings and their children. That's just with our immediate family. And this is going to be we're going to get to have my dad come. Dad and my mom would go up to one of my sisters that she doesn't have any kids. And, but we're going to do Thanksgiving Day the day before. So that way, if my dad still wants to, go out on Thanksgiving Day, he can. We have my mother-in-law and her partner, and it's going to be nice. It's going to be fun. Let's see. I kind of went off into deciduous trees up here, I guess. Just putting a few of these like little tiny branches in there. Wandering across here. Yeah, I'm really happy that my dad is coming too. My grandkids will be here, my husband, his mom. So, you know, it's going to be nice. I ended up with a 20-pound turkey for 9 people. But that's okay because I absolutely adore eating Thanksgiving for several days. That is one of my joys, is getting to have Thanksgiving for several days. So I have been known to pull Thanksgiving out for breakfast. Weird, I know, but it makes me happy. All right, I think I might put a few little dabbity dabs right down there, like part of a tree that you kind of see, kind of don't see. Maybe a little bit down here, and darken up that bit. All right. That I need to zoom out. Yay! Hello, Sue. Yeah. And Junior M, or JRM, welcome. Nice to have you here. I'm going to pull the tape off on this one. I have 2 more that I'm still working on. So, pull the tape off. These were done on watercolor card. So it's a 140-pound Arteza watercolor card. And you can watercolor, gouache, do acrylic. They all work. All right. Oh, wow. Isn't that pretty? Oh, no, I've got 2 more, Sue. Don't worry. I'm not finished yet. So I just did this one here on the stream. This is the one that I finished before I started the stream. So I've got 2 cards done. So that's not too bad. Not too shabby. Actually, I think I want to take kind of a little bit of gray down here at the very bottom. Just a little bit of gray, and put my little signature box on here. Looks, thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's see. I think I want to play with this one. What do I want to do with this one? What do I want to do? Maybe that's what I'll do. I think we're going to put this area here, maybe make like a path, and then have trees on either side of it, kind of going up. So it's, yeah, I like that. It's sort of a snowy path. Northern Lights. Yep. So I'm grabbing a little bit. This is ultramarine blue and a touch of this kind of rose color here. This is still the Winsor & Newton Cotman palette. It is 14 colors, and I don't have the color list. I do have on my palette right here, this is the Daniel Smith Extra Fine Indigo, because I didn't have a black watercolor. And then right here, which I need to find my Misty bottle, miss that, is a little bit of the Turner Acrylic Gouache, because it works really well as a lovely matte finished paint on top of watercolor to give you those beautiful silhouettes. So just like that. I am going to take, like I said, some of that gray, blue, light blue, and we're going to go and just sort of let the brush sort of settle in and give you a little bit of a shadow feel. You know what? I think I'm not even going to worry about making it a path. I'm just going to shadow in some of that. This is the number 4 Silver Black Velvet watercolor brush. So I'm just going to put in some of this. Mark, what? Stephanie went live? Yep. How do you figure out what signature to use for your paintings? You're trying to figure it out. This little signature block that I made was actually a sort of a design that I came up with when I was doing pottery, and I made a little stamp to stamp into clay. And I wanted something that it basically it incorporated all of my letters. If I played with it, I could spell my whole name with those shapes. So JRM, thank you for being here. If you guys want to, the best way to support my channel right now is share my videos with your friends that will watch. That's the thing here, is that we need the videos being watched. Right now, most of the video views that I'm getting still are from videos that I did 4 years ago. Most of the views are coming off of my acrylic pouring videos. So, yeah, I'm just adding a bit more water here, kind of smudge this around. I might get a bit of that. This is bleed-proof white. Might grab a little bit of that and kind of help to add a little bit of highlight here and there. I might drop a bit of the color down in also, and by having the white on, it will help to sort of pastel out some of those colors. At least that's my gut reaction, my idea. I'm just putting a little bit more water on right here, sort of move things around. The bleed proof white is the Dr. P.H. Martin's, and it is watercolor or gouache, but it doesn't, the color doesn't bleed through unless you scrub. It will mix and tint. So you have options. I am doing things on here. Oh, the acrylic pouring videos are awesome. Helps you with your pouring. Yeah, I'm so glad. I am glad that I made videos that are what they call evergreen. By making evergreen videos, they're something that people can watch years later and still have value in them. They're not limited by the time frame in which they were created. I don't think they are something that are going to age out unless nobody does pouring anymore. And then they'll age out. But I'm not actually doing pouring anymore. And so I'm trying to get the YouTube, whatever, the algorithm to realize and share my watercolor videos with people who watch watercolor, and not necessarily just people who do acrylic pouring, because the acrylic pouring people, they're not really there for the watercolor or the pen and ink, because I do pen and ink also, and I do acrylic, you know. So I try to have a balance of things available for people. Again, I'm just working back and forth. Now that I'm talking and playing at the same time, I am moving a lot slower. I was watching Lindsay, the frugal crafter, and when she, she had done a painting off camera, just for herself, and then decided, ooh, that might be a nice live painting. And so then she went live to do it, and it took twice as long. You're not sure how you found me? Oh, you are a watercolor painter. Oh, excellent. Well, thank you so much, JM. Or Junior. Now, Junior or JR? Which way is it? Can you let me know? Junior or JR? I am, one of those, I'm learning watercolor. I'm growing my skills, but they're not, I'm not a professional watercolor painter. I love to do lots of different things. So, all right. I'm going to dry this really quick. And what I'm using to dry with is my heated craft tool. I keep it moving and I keep it JR. All right. Thank you. So it does get really warm, but I keep it moving. But this is going to be really pretty. I don't know if actually I do. I want to put stars in the sky. So get some stars up here. And even, I'll just put stars in the sky. Let's get that going there. So this is that bleed proof white. And I'm just going to grab a little plop of that, put it down here on this sort of slippery palette. Get it wet, and then tap on some stars. And I'm tapping my finger. My finger is the sort of the hard surface that is making those little bristles flick back. You want to kind of change the angle or the direction of your brush so that you don't end up with all of your stars going the same direction. There we go. So if you are somebody who likes watercolor, I did a whole marathon last year. I know a lot of you guys have been here for a while, but I did a whole marathon last year doing these sketches in one marathon. I drew them all up, and then I did a painting video for every single one of them, and they were all live videos. So that was a lot of fun. If you're interested, they are on the website, on the channel, and that book is available on Amazon. I keep selling the book. It's a great thing to get. It's also available on Teespring, because then you can download it and print them off on watercolor paper and then paint them. Let's see, just zooming in and hitting that focus. Yeah, if you're doing other things, I am so happy to have you hang out with me as you're doing other things. I'm going to rotate and get the black back down here. You're not going to be able to see it because I zoomed in too much. That's okay. This is just black acrylic gouache. And I'm going to go in and start putting some trees and maybe leaving it maybe like that. I kind of how this went, but I'm going to keep it light down here below it, below the trees. You learned about gouache by watching me? Ah. You were just remembering that I was doing that around this time last year. Yes, I was. So there we are. I'm getting this paint really wet again, mushing it around with my brush. So I'm off to the side here, just getting a lot of paint in this brush. And looking at that going, okay, there's going to be a tree that's kind of coming up. They're not going to go all the way off the page this time. There's some trees that are here. Little ones. I'm letting the brush kind of break apart. This is acrylic gouache, and this brush is not really made for that. It's a much softer brush, so it does kind of break apart a little bit. Getting some scruffy looking trees. Just letting the brush do its thing, I think. I don't know. I might end up, doing a lot more work on that than I was expecting. That one's not turning out. And it could just be this brush is too soft. So I'm going to drop that brush. This is the Silver Ruby Satin number 2. That one's going to be better. Yeah. So let's just... Yeah, I am learning so many things, and I like to share what I learn. I truly believe that as you are learning, if you can share what you are learning, you learn it better than you would if you were just trying to remember it by having to vocalize, by having to come up with words for things that you wouldn't necessarily be coming up with words. I'm going to bring this one down a little bit farther. There's going to be maybe a little shadow that comes in, and we're going to say that its little branches are kind of poking upwards. I might leave that little point. We get trees around here that have their tops that get blown off, and they lose a lot of the branches. Okay. Yeah, so let me know if you'd like some background music turned on, because sometimes I get a little bit quiet. Because I think I have... What background music do I have already set up? I don't know. That's looking pretty, though. That's working out. That is working out. I am going to... Okay, I'm going to switch to a different view here for a second. No, actually, I don't have my music. We're not going to worry about it. Hello, Gail. Gouache is a nice medium to work with too if you're used to acrylic and frustrated with watercolors. Try gouache. Absolutely. That is, going in and doing the gouache is what has gotten me more comfortable with doing watercolor. Once I got more comfortable doing gouache, I was able to sort of let go of some of my fear of the watercolor. So JR, that is absolutely true. Let's see. That's looking a little bit, I want a little bit more variety, I think. May have to just go in and use the, oh, that's working. That's working. That's giving me a little more variety. It just felt like they were all the same. I didn't want them all the same. And I do lose track of where I'm talking, what I'm talking about. Because really and truly, this side of your brain that's doing the art isn't the side that's doing the talking. Or if it is doing any talking, it's usually saying things that you don't need to listen to. There we go. That's feeling better. So is this time of day good for you guys? What time of day on the weekend? Wow, that, are you guys seeing the whole screen? Because it looks, oh, you are. It's just a matter of my window box here was small. And so it was cutting everything off and I'm going, oh no, are you only seeing half? Mark would have come in and told me. He would have had to open the squeaky door though. So we're going to go just some trees. Getting this like little hill. Just like a little hill thing here with little trees on the top of it. Kind of comes down. But this tree, or this line right here, that little snow line, that's like a hill that you're looking up. So I'm just dabbing in the paint. Usually the side of your brain that is talking to your paintbrush is saying what you do that for. Oh, what did you do that for? Exactly. That's why I said that that side of your brain is the side you don't need to listen to. That left side versus the right side. You had the grandkids there playing in the art room for hours. Ooh, that sounds lovely. My grandboys are getting to the point where almost old enough. Almost old. This is kind of a little funny stand of trees, I think. I'm going to grab my liner brush because I want some a little bit more detail. A little more detail. Maybe that one's taller. But I am enjoying just getting to play and do these things and share with you guys. And, you know, because Thanksgiving week is coming up here and we're getting things ready, I'm kind of cheating a little bit and doing my daily paintings all in one day for the next few days. That way I don't have to be quite as stressed. I can just, because I have some dietary restrictions, and so does our son. And because of that, I tend to do our Thanksgiving that he and I are both at. And everybody else gets to eat what we eat. Which is nice, you know, because I'm actually a good cook. And it's nice that, you know, the stuff we eat, everybody gets to enjoy the time together. And we get to eat, but that means that I, you know, baked up bread to cut up into cubes and to dry to make into bread stuffing or bread dress, you know, the sage and onion dressing with bread cubes, because that's one of my favorite things. And you know, and because I'm baking up all those things, I need to take time to do that. I'm just making this little landscape up as I go. But so, yeah, I'm cheating a little bit, and I'm painting a few paintings ahead. I still had, you know, I had to paint today's. I did have to paint yesterday's because I forgot. I got sidetracked with we've been doing a lot of deep cleaning, you know. It's been a while since we've had a lot of people inside the house. So it was time to give it a little bit of a deep clean. I'm just wiggling in just some little indications of like tree stuff. What, the live stream today? Yeah, it was an accident. But I'm more than happy to do more live streams if you guys, you know, if you guys don't mind them being not scheduled and just, you know, just going live. It makes me happy that you guys found it. Probably ended up being like crying wolf, and people were like, well, is she really going live? When I went live for real, because I had accidentally gone live. And this is feeling really nice. Just accidental lives are fine? Okay. Because you know, I can go live early in the day, I can go live later in the day. I know from my Australian friends, it's a lot better if I go live later in the day. But then for my, you know, Northern Hemisphere friends, earlier in the day. So I might be doing a few different times. There. I wanted that one to go way up there. It's going to end up right about there in the snow. So since I'm doing, you know, my my business is doing art. This is sort of, I might have them named like co-working streams, so I could have my stream running while you guys are doing other work also, and I'm just doing my painting a day, or, you know, different things like that. Does that sound good? So, oh my goodness, it looks like I'm on top chat and not all chat. I'm missing things. Live chat. I want all of the chat. There we go. Yeah, see, our grandsons are 7 and 4. So getting to the point where the 4-year-old, well, actually the 4-year-old is pretty, no, it's not. Mark just sent me a text. It's like, nope. I have a box that's sitting on my chair, and he was asking if it was art related or not. It's like, nope. Nobody needs to see my unmentionables, even when they're brand new in a box. There we go. But this is just doing the pine tree with a liner brush. As long as your paint is very fluid, you're good. Yep. It's like so much fun. Yeah, it's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Okay, maybe I'll back off the brush just a little bit and let some of these be a little bit more wild and crazy. There we go. Maybe a little bit of some branchy bits. I want them to dance around just a little bit. I don't want them to have really super defined edges. I want them to be a little bit more all over the place. And I want them to be bigger as they come down. So, part of the struggle here was getting these bigger branches or bigger boughs or bigger arrangements of, there we go, getting some of those bigger ones like that, is that I'm using a liner brush and not like a round. And, you know, a round would do. Ooh, we've got a airplane that's flying low. We have a local type small airport not too far from us. So every once in a while they change their path and they come over our house. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Doesn't have to be symmetrical. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then I think I am going to put maybe one there. I'm making this up as I go along, so you know it's not. These are fantasy pine trees, kind of like Bob would have, you know, his fantasy, his happy little trees that were in his world. Let me put that down a little bit like that. It's leaning to one side. I think he is going to have a little friend. Maybe a little bit taller than him. Ooh, ended up right in that lovely little window of sky. Sometimes branches, like I said, they blow off, the tops break. When I was growing up, the big fir trees on the schoolyard right behind our house had all of the tops of the trees were snapped. They were still attached, but they were all snapped, all in the same direction. And we had before I was born, there was this big storm. They call it the Columbus Day storm. And it came through and snapped off all the tops of the trees. It was like a cyclone, not a cyclone. Cyclone? Yeah, cyclone is out of the tropic. Hurricanes are over in the east side. I like that. I think I'm just going to put kind of some little stuff down here, just in the background, farther back. But growing up with those trees like that, you know, I think left an impression on my brain, because from my bedroom window, those were the trees that I saw from the time I was about 4 until we moved from that house when I was about 13. All right, so I'm looking at this going, I need some dark purpley shadow. Kind of working its way down. Just a little bit. Just giving something that's got a little bit of texture to it. Just giving it a little bit of up in that little hill. A little bit around this tree. The snow is banked up. It's giving us quite an interesting effect with the shadows and the light. And I'm thinking that there might be, well, this is me treating my liner brush very poorly. Liner brushes were not made to do that. I need to stop doing that. You like the snow? Thank you. Snow is not white, or it does not have to be white. Snow is lots of shadows, and I'm just trying to soften that up just a little bit because it got a little too harsh right there. There's a little bit of that shadow down here, just sort of Yeah, and I tend to push my brushes a little bit hard. Sometimes I'm very careful, but brushes and we end up having a little bit of a dance. Sometimes I throw it into a tango, fling them around a little bit. Or push them a little bit too hard. There we go. Oh my. That is really pretty. Maybe just I'm going to put just a little bit of the light from that sky. Just a little bit. Not too much, just a bit. A little bit of a glow coming through. I'm kind of making this up as I go. Yeah, that's pretty. I think that's... You like it all, but the snow looks real? You get Mary, and then Gail, I love painting snow. So many great colors you can find depending on the time of day. Yes, definitely. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. Zoom out. Come on. That is so pretty. And now I am going to go ahead and take a little bit of that purple and just do it right in here. And we're going to pull the tape after I dry it, but that just doesn't, that's not thrilling me right there. Let's see. See if we just take a little bit. Just a little bit more here. I want those colors there, but they were feeling just a little too zigzaggy. I want just the idea that the color is there, but that it's not too much in your face. There we are. All right, we're going to dry this real quick just to make sure it's all dry. Someone's going to get a really pretty card. Yes, absolutely. On my, pretty much all of my patrons over on Patreon, if they're a paid patron as of December 1st, so on December 1st, everybody who is a paid patron, or, when the payments go through at the beginning of the month. So, because my payments, if you signed up today, you wouldn't pay until the 1st or 2nd of December. So, if you are a paid patron for December, I will be sending out hand-painted cards to all my patrons. And that's all my patrons. So even the $2 patrons, because you know what? We can't all afford to monthly pay, $10 a month to, support an artist, even though we love that artist, right? I'm happy. So we've got 1, 2. Ooh, let me take that other off the screen, because I'm starting to run out of steam. So I'm thinking that this is this is probably where we are. So zoom this out just a bit. I'm really pleased. What do you guys think? Now, this one with the bird, I did before I started the stream and then started the stream. So it will be for sure its own video. These will be their own videos also. I will separate them out from the, in this stream. These two paintings here took about an hour and 20 minutes, and this one took about 30 minutes by itself. So I think that this is pretty darn fun. I plan on doing more live streams like this where I just go live and say, hey guys, I'm working in the studio. I'm painting some stuff today because I have more cards that need to get done. Here, let's go and put a surprise. Okay, let's get that. Hey guys, so I am really excited. I'm so happy that you came and joined me here. Make sure that you like the video, watch the videos when I post the individuals up. It would really, really be helpful. I am really excited to see if we can get to 100,000 by Christmas. I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to make this happen. With your guys' help, I think that we can. So please share out there on social media and make sure that you go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. Want to see you back here again next time. Bye. Come on, turn off. There we go.